and welcome to my tutorial on how to recreate the Sonic Adventure logo. So getting into this, we're going to be using the nice Sonic font, which is a free to use fan-made font that tries and replicates the original Sonic logo font. And then for Adventure, we're actually using the Impact font, which is a really cool fact that I don't think many people know about. It uses the Impact font, and if you don't know what the Impact font is, basically the basic meme font. It's hilarious. So what I'm doing here is I've gone ahead, resized them how I want them to be, and I'm just repositioning them. I converted them to shapes, and basically am using the pen tool to try and reposition them the way they look. And I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I transformed the adventure part and sort of made it warp so it'll be like an arc, sort of similar to how it looks in the adventure logo. Here I'm actually putting in the assets that were used for the adventure logo. Similar images. I'm not too certain if these are the actual images that were used, but I just, I found them online and decided to go with them. Here I just used the ellipse tool and made an ellipse to make the sun sort of glow, give it that little pop that it has in the adventure logo, and you'll be seeing me just playing around with a bunch of different things that I found on the internet. I will be providing a download link to literally everything that is needed to make this logo in the description down below, and provide commentary whenever I feel like it's necessary, or if I just want to throw in a fact. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please leave a like. If it helps you in any way, I hope it does. Leave a comment down below and let me know which Sonic logo you'd like to see me recreate next. So after fumbling around and repositioning everything to use the ocean texture with sky texture, I go in and I import this palm tree that I found, give it a black color overlay using the blending options, and then I lower the opacity, sort of reposition it to sort of mirror how it looks in the adventure logo itself. And then I duplicate it because I feel like I had erased a little bit too much from the image, and I didn't want it to look too, too opaque for the palm tree. I still wanted the palm tree to sort of stand out in front of the sun, so I went in and made that fix. And now we're going to be focusing in on the adventure part, where I bring in the sky texture and just basically overlay it, and basically just do the same process that I was doing to the Sonic portion of the logo, just now with the adventure portion of the logo. For the adventure portion, you only really need to use the ocean texture and a sky texture, and then we'll be using some different palm tree textures that I will import right here. You want to be very careful when importing and using clipping layers. It can be annoying if you don't know what you're doing. My best advice for that is to make sure that you are selecting outside of a clipped layer already, so you're not messing up anything that's already clipped. And it can get repetitive, it can get a little bit tedious, but it is what it is. Here I just duplicated the sky layer and gave it a sort of a darker tone using the blending options to sort of try and replicate what the original logo was going for. At this point, I wasn't too happy with how it was looking, but I decided to stick it out to the end because the final product definitely was worth working towards, and you will see that very shortly. So now here I am giving it a bezel and emboss to sort of replicate the sort of like shininess that the original had on the Sonic Adventure part. Here I'm repositioning it and doing the backdrop. Backdrop is very difficult, so I use the guidelines, which you can use from using your ruler and dragging them down from the ruler. This is usually, if you're eyeing it, it can be a little bit difficult. I mean, there's no shame in actually tracing it off of the original logo, but I wanted to test my skills with the pen tool since I've been using it quite a lot recently. and I wanted to see how well I could try and, you know, just go with it, and just basically eye it, you know, just no tracing, just the full, just blown, okay, let's, you know, try and replicate this as best as possible. The bottom portion is usually pretty easy to eye. When it starts to get towards the S, you'll see that I'll actually accidentally mess up a little bit, but I go back in and I fix that layer, or at least try to. I try to attempt to do that because it can be a bit tedious trying to get this curve the way you want it. Again, at this part, I'm just like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to get it the way that I want it right now. I should just go ahead and focus on finishing it up and then fixing it up later. Why I didn't use guidelines for this section is beyond me. I don't know. I didn't really feel like going through the process of doing that. All right, we're coming up on finishing up the path here so we can turn it into a shape. Now that we've made it a shape, I am going to drag in the texture, or I'm actually going to transform it, and then I'm going to drag in the texture that I found that kind of looks very similar to the one used for the adventure logo. I give it a nice color overlay of an orange, just to try and replicate it, and then I give the Sonic Adventure portion of the logo a backdrop or a shadow, whatever you want to call it. Here I am going in and trying to fix up the mess that I have on the backdrop. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll do. Here I'm just repositioning the adventure portion and trying to make it match up with how it looks on the original logo. And just basically from here on out, I'm just doing a bunch of touch-ups to the logo and trying to make it look nice. And with that, you have your Sonic Adventure logo. Thanks for watching.